On today's episode of Anime Afterthought, Food War Shokugeki no Soma, episode 73, the new Totsuki Elite 10. Well, here we are. It is the season 4 finale. That one came, really fucking quick. I'm actually surprised it's over already. Well, not too surprised. They already announced season 5 is coming in April. So with that being said, let's get down to the nitty gritty. The whole episode is basically the aftermath of the Team Shokugeki. Central versus the Rebels. Well, guess what? The Rebels came out on top. Of course, Team Yukihira is going to win. I mean, he is our main protagonist, like, duh. But honestly, what came later was complete shock to me. So first and foremost, Yukihira changing up his plan forced Irina to not only think outside the box, but actually in doing so, she creates her own specialty. Basically, utilizing everything that she has interacted with when it comes to Yukihira. The gelatin chicken, the squid in peanut butter. Basically, her specialty was formed from knowing Soma. And in the end, their combination of two specialties were able to outclass Rindo and Ishii. And at the end of the day, the Rebels had finally won. So in doing so, a couple of things have happened. Azami Nakari, Irina's father, who usurped the power from Senzaemon to take over Totsuki Academy, has now abdicated the position of director. So my thinking was, you know what? Coming off this win, which was inevitable, we're gonna have Senzaemon placed at the director again because, he's kind of a lovable character at this point. He's kind of the only mature, somewhat stern yet goofy type mentor character I really get from this series. He's the stable older guy I see. We'll put him back at the director position, and then there's just gonna be a fight to usurp their, the top 10 elite seats, but no. So it seems actually 8 of the 10 spots are gonna go towards the Rebels team, with the other 2, ceremoniously being filled in later. And with that, Yukihira is basically placed in the number 1 seat, and no one gives a shit about it. The quote-unquote leader of the Rebels was there to inspire everyone, and everyone basically, worked off him being there. Without him, maybe the Rebels wouldn't have won. He was such an inspiration. They put him at number 1, and I was kind of hoping for, a drag out Shokugeki. Like, let's just go right into the fucking battles right afterwards. Let's actually fight for these seats. But I guess I was completely fucking wrong. And another twist I didn't see coming, Senzaemon actually turns down the position of director. He uses the excuse of getting usurped once as, he's no longer fit to lead Totsuki, but in the end, he also says, I'm actually enjoying my retirement. And what we see both, with Ishii and then Yukihira being in number 1 seat, there's a lot of paperwork to be done at the upper levels of Totsuki. So maybe retirement is a good thing for the old man. But so who's gonna be, the new director of Totsuki? I mean, it has to be a Nakari, someone from the Nakari clan. Like, if Senzaemon's not gonna do it, Azami can't do it. No one fucking wants him. They even call in Alice's dad. He's like, no thank you, no thank you. So Yukihira's like, I got an idea. If I'm number 1, how about Irina is the new director? And I'm just fucking exploding with, what the fuck's going on? She's a student. How the hell can she be a director? Like, well, I guess it does make sense. If you're trying to lead the new generation of chefs, these new generation of, culinary artists, would it make sense you would place a student from that generation at a level to where she can actually make some kind of change? Not only that, but she is very studious. She is very smart. Not to mention, she is the fucking god tongue. So when it comes to the culinary arts, she can basically help any student that asks for her help. I mean, if she's going to go that far, but like, I honestly didn't see that fucking coming. I honestly thought a return of Senzaemon and another drag out brawl between all these, top students to get their places. But no, it seems everyone's cool with just basically handing out the positions and then filling the other 2 in later. Now, the rest of the episode is actually almost like a retelling or recounting, as Megami is like, I think, writing a letter to her mother. She basically goes over what happens a few months after the Team Shokugeki. Basically, the next year has started. Everyone has moved up in rank. The third years have graduated. We see a nice little montage of what everyone's doing. Of course, Momo, the girl that had the attitude, but she was also like a lolly. Yeah, she's given up being the cute idol, the cutesy fortune teller. She's just focusing on pastries at this point. She's just trying to make the world an utterly sweet place. Then we have Megashima. He is actually serving his ramen in France, and it seems it is just going over spectacularly well. It also seems that Saito has taken over his family's sushi business, his mother's, sushi business. She seems to be, in better health. Now, it seems that Rindo actually followed through with what she said at the end of the Team Shokugeki. She said she was going to take Ishii out, go on an adventure, make cooking fun again. It was something that Ishii said to him. Since Ishii was so surprised that he lost, it was like, well, I don't know what to say, but I mean, if you actually look at those 2 when they were actually cooking, it seems they're the ones that had the most fun during this whole thing, and that's what cooking's supposed to be. And at the end of the day, we see that Rindo and Ishii really have decided to go out on an adventure, and it looks like they're trying to catch fish. Well, it looks like the Amazon River to me. I don't know where the fuck they're at, but they're in like safari gear and shit and casting nets. So it seems the third third years now, graduates, are all successful and doing what they strove to do to, why they earned those positions in the first place. Everyone seems to be happy. And then we cut back to, our current members, and we see some design changes. I actually like them. Everyone looks a tad bit older. We see some new hairdos. We see a little bit of design changes to make them actually appear, they do look a little bit older. Not to mention, basically, Yukihira's proclamation of accepting any kind of Shokugekis at the end of this team battle has completely changed the landscape of Totsuki. Everyone is doing more Shokugekis, and it seems where it was almost like a scary, almost frightening experience in the beginning, it's almost like exactly what Yukihira sees in Shokugeki. Like, hey, I don't mind if I lose. I mean, hell, I've lost 500 times to my fucking father. It's a way to evolve my cooking. It's a way to better myself. I'm getting better. Win or lose, I'm better than I was before. So it seems this newfound sentiment has spread throughout the school. Everyone is accepting Shokugekis, even the new members of the Elite 10. Yes, the new roster is as followed. Yukihira, number 1. Ishiki, number 2. Koga, number 3. Hayama is number 4. Ryu's number 5. Alice, number 6. Takumi is number 7. Then we have the return of Aizen at number 8. Nene at number 9. And Megami is our 10th seat. Now, surprise, surprise, she actually confirms one of my theories when it comes to the Elite 10 at Totsuki. Now, Rindo was a very interesting character. We see she likes to go on safaris and go to these wild areas, and not to mention, we even see Ishii go to New York to do these, culinary exhibits or basically cooking for fancy people. Like, we see that there is some kind of extra, reward compensation for being in the Elite 10. And we see that in Megami. She says, because I'm now a member of the Elite 10, I have gone to countries, I've done things, I've gone to places, I've cooked things. I've done things I would have been able to if I wasn't a member of the Elite 10. And we see that she's actually evolved, and she is just exuding this confidence we've never seen in her character before. So much so with this little interaction with this, stuck-up brat dude, and then all of a sudden, once she cooks him some Creole food, some gumbo, the dude literally, it looks like a mother and a baby. It's creepy. It was a little creepy. Like I said, it seems she's even evolved now that she's in this position to where she has this, ability to do a lot more than just the average student. Now, before we end today's episode, it looks like Yukihira and Arena are still being, Yukihira and Arena. Although his goal at the beginning of the series has been, fulfilled, he has taken the first seat of the Totsuki Academy. It seems his goal has almost shifted to where he wants to make Arena acknowledge him, and that's what he's still challenging her to Shokugekis, yet she's using the excuse of she's too busy. As her, new position of power, being the director, she has to, make sure all these hundreds or thousands of Shokugekis that seem to be going on constantly now get fulfilled. So although we have changed, we have evolved, we have, went to the next grade when it comes to this school, some things still remain the same. Will he ever be able to, get her to say she likes his cuisine? I have no fucking clue. I'm hoping maybe at the end of, the series, we get, this awe-inspiring moment where he finally makes a meal and she blurts out yum or delicious or that was good. Like, I'm waiting for just a little taste of that, but I guess we're just not there yet. But I guess it's still something I can look forward to. Now, what else I'm looking forward to is finding out what the fuck was that very last image of that dude. We see today's episode ending, the cliffhanger for next season, like I said, begins in, I believe, April. We see a guy enter Arena's now office. She almost has a shocked or surprised look on her face, and we see the camera pan up and we see a guy just smiling. It's not a giant cliffhanger, but I'm fucking confused. Who is this dude? Why is she kind of surprised? And why the fuck does his grin feel so fucking ominous? I don't know what the hell is going on, but all in all, this season, I did enjoy it. We got a lot of cooking. Basically, that's all we did was cook. Next season, I'm hoping to see a little bit more exploration. Maybe the characters go out and try to learn something, involve the world more rather than just the characters. Hopefully, again, we get to figure out who the fuck this one dude is. Like I said, that smirk on his face kind of feels, very thematic. I think it's going to lead us somewhere. But all in all, like I said, this is one of those guilty pleasures where I like to just turn it on, watch what they make, and just wait for the inevitable foodgasms to come. So with that being said, and another season behind us, I honestly cannot wait for future episodes.